Nicky, you want some pink Starburst? Nicholas, do you want some Starburst?
Happy.
Do you know who got us these Starbursts, Nick? Do you want one of these? Go ahead, get in there. That is from Bernadette.
Come here, buddy.
That's okay. It's from Bernadette. It's from
Thank you.
Uncle Ray, Helena, Ray. Right? Don't we love them?
Yes.
Yes, and they
thank
sent
you.
us Starburst.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We love you.
Love you. You're the best.
Best ever.
Best ever. I'm happy. You ready for your bagels? They're waiting for you.
Okay.
Do you want some juice?
Okay.
Okay. Have a seat, mister.
Happy.
I'm very happy. It's a great day. So,
Happy.
yeah, we are happy.
Happy.
I'm happy.
Happy.
I love that. It's the word of the day. Can you take the juice out? I'll get you a glass.
You? Hello?
Go ahead, handsome. Take the juice out, please. Nick. Excuse me.
Okay, wait.
Let's take a break.
We're gonna take a break.
Go ahead.
Take a break.
Get some juice.
Take a break. Okay.
There it is.
The front.
Pour yourself a glass. Everything is happening. Well done, my friend. All right. Bagel, juice, peanut butter, jelly. Yes. Right temperature, right Christmas, nice flavor, winner. How's Team Shannon doing in here?
Hi, Shannon.
I wanted to say a couple things before you got that phone call. One, I have to run out. I have like 8 minutes before OT starts, and I'm supposed to have a bucket of sand. I don't know what we're doing with it, but I have to go to the beach and grab some sand. So Johnny's got to get up. 2, Nick is showered, dressed, teeth brushed, breakfast eaten. So all that's great. 3, how are you puppies doing? Team Shannon.
They're hanging with me today.
Isn't it awesome? Take your dog to work day?
Yep, take my dog to work day every day.
Oh, and I just wanted to tell you, too, I thought we would give it a shot having Nicholas work out with us with our new weights and all that. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea. I was thinking about that before.
Yep. That's what I think we're going to do. So that's the plan. What do you think, Kira? What do you think, Mama? Good? Woof.
Hey, you want to play some football? You want to catch inside? Here. Let me see you catch.
Nice, Nick. So, Johnny, did you hear about the Blue Angels?
Yeah, they're coming over.
They're going to be over. You know what? Maybe we should paint some shells again. Here you go. Here it comes. I don't know. You're not going to stand up? That's all right. It's a good try. You don't want to play? We don't have to play. It's okay. I don't care. Why don't we do some painting? Do you want to paint some shells? You going inside? Okay, buddy. He doesn't want to play.
Come on. It's sunny. Come on. Hey.
Oh, Johnny got you Starburst?
I'll give you a nice fold. You get a full one for now. Maybe get more later. You need to play some football. Put my slides on so you don't get exposed. Come on.
Nicky just came out on his own, Johnny?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he changed his mind about the painting? Great. Oh, that's awesome. That is great. John, you know what we were thinking? Oh, and you have the dogs outside too. You got the whole team. What do you think about doing? I thought maybe we would do a workout with Nicholas downstairs with the new weights.
I think it's a good idea, but I don't think it's a good idea to do it today. I don't want to. I mean, do you want to push them?
Well, in a little while. I mean, we're not gonna
I
let.
say after lunch.
I'm not gonna let a rough OT session ruin the whole day.
I say after lunch.
Okay, I like that plan, Johnny. Gotta get that a little wetter. Nice job, Nick. Looks great. How are you doing, mister?
No school.
No school. You hanging out with Dad? Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you having a good afternoon?
You see this
You watching the show, I guess?
show? When the show. When the show.
You having a good day? That's awesome. Glad to hear it.
This. Not talking this.
Okay, everything's great.
I'm trying for me.
So I know I've talked about distance learning a lot, but today was a real challenge. And it all fell apart. So we had OT this morning, and we just weren't, it started a little bit earlier than I had anticipated. My bag of supplies.
I'm talking this. Not
Hi.
talking. No.
Hi, everything's great. You gonna tickle me because you want to know I'm happy? I'm happy.
No talking this. No.
Okay.
No talking this.
No.
No talking this.
No took it this.
He's.
Not sure what he's saying. Can I have my phone? No Nicky Cam. Can I please have my phone? Okay. So we weren't quite prepared. I didn't have all the materials we needed. I got Nicky there a little late. He was apprehensive. He didn't want to take part. I was a little frustrated because for each activity, the first 2 activities, I didn't have the materials that I needed. And so I'm running around the house, looking for them. And that kind of, the continuity just wasn't there. And the blame can fall in my lap, sure. But the problem with doing live distance learning is if something goes wrong, it really goes wrong.
Yes.
And Nicholas was getting annoyed. I was frustrated. As soon as he senses that I'm frustrated, it's over. I've lost him. And I wasn't like over the top upset or anything, but Nicholas, it doesn't matter how good a poker face that you have. Nicholas knows how you're feeling, right? And so it just dawned on me, that I think for distance learning, right, especially the early stages of it, videotaped lessons are better. Because if I had a videotaped OT session, I would have been able to stop what I was doing, walked around, gathered everything that I needed, and started up again in another 20 minutes, right? But what happens here in our house, and I'm sure a lot of special needs households, is if something goes wrong, your special needs loved one can be upset for the rest of the day, right? Nicholas wasn't right for like an hour.
No sad. No sad.
No sad. I'm really happy, Nick. Everything's great. And so even though the vast majority of these sessions have been positive, I can do it myself. We've done virtually the same lesson every single week. And I know that it can be tweaked, and I could look that stuff up. But I just decided I'm going to do it myself. So and I'm going to do the same thing for PT too. And I don't know if this is kind of a knee-jerk reaction, but it just feels like the right move. I feel like I can do it. And, with Shannon working as much as she is out of the house, and I'm still preparing lessons, for my kids, it's just becoming overwhelming for us to be ready at a certain time, a handful of days a week, right? And so, I'm reflecting on how everybody else is doing right now. And I know a lot of districts jumped into going with live school right away. I don't know how you can make that decision so quick, because that's a big one. I don't think it was the right move. It certainly isn't right for our family, and so we're going to change. And I'm going to plan out our lessons. I'm going to use what I've learned sitting along with Nicholas, and we're going to create a schedule, but that schedule is going to be flexible. And I think in this environment right now, with everything that's going on in the world, how could we not be flexible with every family, especially our special needs families, right? So that's my take on it. We're officially distance learning dropouts, but I think it's the right move. Tell me what you think. All in all, I think it was a positive experience. It certainly showed me what I have to do. But now that I'm thinking about it, flexibility with time was not the only problem. What I found happening a few times is because the teacher isn't in the room, it becomes really difficult for them to really gauge how Nicholas is feeling. Like there was a handful of times where Nick would get up and walk away, and I could see how frustrated he is. And I could tell, he needed a break. And I would say, okay, let's take a break. And, I just felt like that third voice It just wasn't helpful. And I think if they were in the room, they would have been able to sense, we have to just kind of hold on. We need a little quiet for a second. Or it's not quite time to start trying to push Nicholas to come back to whatever, he was doing. And so that piece, that connection piece was missing. And it counted for something. And this is not the teacher's fault. I mean, they put in a great effort. They definitely wanted it to work. And, to a great degree, it was working. I just think I can do it better by myself, right? I think it'll be a lot more peaceful for Nicholas, for our house. And that's, obviously has to be, a really, really high priority. I had to be there anyway. I had to sit next to Nicholas for every single lesson, as you've seen. And take part in the OT or the PT or whatever was happening. So, and simply just wait on the instructions from the teacher. So why not just do it myself, So what do I gain? I gain flexibility. I gain the ability just to stop if I feel like things aren't going well. I gain the ability to really gauge the temperature of the room. From in a face-to-face standpoint, which I think is really, really important, we found out. For this kind of thing, I think distance learning is definitely something that would be a lot more effective for a regular ed child. But I think asking families to try to handle this with their special needs loved one is a little bit more challenging. So there you have it. There's the decision. It's been made. Rocky agrees. I checked it out with him. He's good with it. Shannon agrees, right, Miss Shannon?
Yes, sir.
It's the right move for us. Yeah, Shannon.
Yeah, because if I'm there on a phone call, Nick's having a fit.
Right.
No, this is like...
Exactly. That's a really good point.
Hard to manage.
That's a good point. Like, if things are going crazy with you, with work, and all of a sudden everybody needs to stop...
I can't, and the poor people on the other end of the phone or the video conference hears everything.
Right. Well, that's a really great point. And if it was a videotape lesson, or if it's a lesson that I'm just doing myself, we can just stop. Or we could do it in the afternoon at 4 o'clock. We can do it.
We could do it after.
We can change everything.
Yeah.
Flexibility is
something that we.
Everything had to be done so quickly. All of these decisions had to be made. I mean, because it was like all of a sudden we're home,
right? And
schools had to decide how are we going to handle this, and so
they did a superb job.
They did.
Totally.
Look, decisions had to be made, processes had to be put in place, and they had to see where the chips were going to fall. And I know that even regular ed kids are really, really struggling, with all of the learning. The live learning, I think, is I haven't heard one good thing about anyone who's taking part in a live class. Have you?
No.
I'm all charged up about this, because
we
had a tough day.
But it's okay.
Everybody's doing their best.
Decisions today, and we're going to move forward.
Look, it was a great experience. I learned a lot about PT and OT, frankly.
I learned a lot about what Nicholas can do. Straight up, full sit-up. He needs to stop being so lazy for us.
I think that's part of it, too. I guess days like this, I feel like Nicholas is kind of running the show. When it's a day where everything kind of falls apart, it's a day when everything's falling apart. I don't like to admit or feel like, all right, Nicholas is running this program, and that's kind of how I felt today. And really it's because we're juggling other balls aside from his PT and OT, and that flexibility piece, and then the teacher did a great job today, and when I talked to her about why we were making this decision, she was really nice, But
we both weren't trying to work full time.
But that third voice is just, he was hugging me out. Like, he grabbed me over here and started hugging me out, because I said to her, I was like, Nicholas, stop yelling at me. And when I said it, I was frustrated. It's not typically how I try to get him to change his behavior, but I was frustrated already because I'm thinking to myself, where's the things that we usually use? Right. Where are the coins? Why are the coins not in the bank? How, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so, it was a tough one. So, but anyway, the decision's been made. and we're moving on. I think it was a good effort by everybody. Nicholas's education is going to continue. It's not like we're going away from his education. We're just going to have a little bit more flexibility with it, and so that's how our day went. Excuse me, can you pull those pants up a little bit more? Thank you very much.
What's up, handsome? How you doing?
Nicholas, come over here.
It's not a movie.
God bless you.
Bless you.
We love you,
We have you.
and we'll see you next time.
Next time.
Thanks for watching.